If he says it's his, it's his. You sure you want to go with that? Like most public places, our library had a lost and found box. Located under the desk, people could ask, "Did you find?" But you know how that works. Until as time marches on, we get a new boss. Karen did not like our lost and found setup. Instead, things had to go on a shelf behind the desk so everyone could see everything, and maybe remember that they had lost a particular item. This policy lasted maybe a week before we noticed a big problem. As public places tend to do, we attracted our fair share of idiots and assholes, including Jim. He came in one morning and upon seeing this new shelf of treasures, immediately claims everything on the shelf is his. That glittery pink onesie, his. That well-used pacifier, his. That one odd glove that had been sitting in the box for months, his. We all knew damn well that it wasn't his and said so, and every time Karen would override us. If he says it's his, give it to him. Besides, he's clearing out this stuff, so who cares? Until the almost final straw. One of our regulars was a mom and her kid, toddler age, could walk, but had a stroller just in case. Usually well-behaved and always had Mr. Giraffe with him. And one day, Mr. Giraffe somehow got left behind. We immediately called the mom. They hadn't even made it home yet, and Kiddo is having a meltdown. She says she's turning the car around and should arrive in about 20 minutes. No worries, we'll take good care of him. Showed Kiddo a picture of Mr. G checking out a book. Disaster averted, or so we thought. Karen decrees that Mr. G be placed on the shelf with everything else. Just in time for asshole Jim to spot it and declare it his. The entire building staff is yelling that it is not his, Mom is on her way to get it, etc. But Karen will not be moved. She hands it over anyway because he says it's his. Sure enough, Mom comes and no Mr. G, but we know where he is. Someone gets Karen out of her office and as a group head straight for Jim. Demand he return the giraffe, and of course he has no clue what we're talking about. Strange thing about kids sometimes, they see closer to the ground. And sure enough, Mr. G is poking out of Jim's backpack. Kiddo grabs it with a shout of joy, and all Karen can do is stammer, but he said it was his, while the rest of us are saying, we told you it wasn't. Now you would think we're done. But we haven't gotten to the MC yet, so get to the MC already. Shortly after the giraffe incident, Karen and Jim are still playing their games. Karen heads to a conference and leaves behind a very distinctive, very expensive-looking water cooler, also called a tumbler. Bigger than a one-cup morning commute mug, but not a big jug either. Which you can see this coming, Jim immediately claims as his. I swear he was almost hopping with glee at his latest find. A week later, Karen returns, only to find that Jim has her cooler. She tries to confront him. But all I have to do is say it's mine, and they have to give it to me. That's the rule. We finally got our box beneath the desk that afternoon, and Jim had to describe anything he was going to try making a claim on.